It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
If we are one grain of sand in the middle of the ocean, can you try to understand how a touch can cause explosions? Rise up, we're too great to be landed. Rise up, we're too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better cook those risks, cool, but in my fists we fire starters, one out of a million will reach those heights, always in the feeling that I won't deny, that work, never could die, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, guys.
tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster. A reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast. Super fast, super fast.
You make my heart beat super fast.
What does love feel like? What does love feel like? You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast.
You make my heart beat, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat super fast. You make my heart beat, you make my heart beat super fast.
Sheltered body slowly covering the light. Pull the trigger every night to stay alive. Hope is wishing, but you're running out of time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind. If I could only read your mind. Try to shout, but all my words don't make a sound. Tiny pieces of the puzzle on the ground. Try to fix it, but you do this every time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind. If I could only read your mind. If I could only read your mind.
All right, and if you are joining us, I appreciate your patience. I know it's been a minute, but they are currently doing the pro draft now. One of the team members had some technical difficulties, so we will get started with the broadcast here in just a minute with the client draft. Bear with us a couple more moments, and we look forward to having you here. Thanks.
Up to forget, but baby we'll fall. We all go dancing down, and paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground, 'cause there ain't no stopping love. So there ain't no stopping love. No, there ain't no stopping love. There ain't no stopping love. recommend skipping.
Who questions my ability? I'm on to you!
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
The warrior spirit is never broken. Hey, you're lost! I get it.
We must all make our choices.
You can't cage me for long.
I've been told you can't forget where I've been once I have left. I wanna hear what that mark meant. There's nothing so not. Hate me or love me, I'll drive you wild. Let it all go. Wanna hear you scream, scream out my name. I wanna hear you scream like I can be replaced. I need to hear you scream out my name. I need to hear you scream like I can be replaced. Can't take for granted where I've been. Went through hell and back again. Scars on my mind, the bruises and skin. I lean on you when times get tough. When they drag me down, you pick me up. So let it all go. Give it to me. I wanna hear you scream, scream out my name. I wanna hear you scream like I can be replaced.
Nice. So, I apologize. I had myself muted for the draft, but we still have 3 minutes to talk about it. So, we'll go ahead and go over it right now. We've got a Graves going into the Nocturne. Graves being range, I expect him to give a Nocturne a run for his money. The Nocturne, however, is lane bully, so he's normally really dominant in his lane. And the roam potential from his ultimate and ganking is going to be very fierce for that team when he hits level 6. We've got Rumble going into Kane. I think early game that Kane's going to give Rumble a run for his money, but the Rumble scales really well, and team fight advantage is going to go over to the Rumble when he drops his ult in a team fight. It's going to melt through people, and it's going to give them a lot of ability with the slow and the melt just to go in there. We've got Viego and Akali. Akali, more of that burst assassin. Viego, more of that kind of burst but attack speed. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. We've got Jinx, Senna, and Anivia, Braum. I'm excited for the Anivia pick. I think that's really interesting pick for support. The Senna scales infinitely, but the Jinx is also a really hard scaler late game, so they got to make sure they don't feed that Jinx and that they keep her in check, maybe get some really ganks so that she's not able to get too much experience, too much gold, and they can kind of play around that. Let me know in the draft or in the comment section who you think won draft. We've got BNX on Nocturne, Rumble, Viego, Senna, and Anivia, and we've got Duck Gap Esports on Graves, Kane, Akali, Jinx, and Braum. So if you're watching the game, let me know who you think won in the comment section through the draft. Um, like I said, I'm very excited for this game. I think that the Graves is a spicy top pick. That's something that you don't get to see a lot of. Um, we've seen Nocturne being played a lot more in the lanes lately, just because of how dominant he is and how much he can roam for a gank post level 6 and just help out with the mid fight, help out with the dragon fight, and just really influence the map. I'm also excited to see the Anivia pick. I think that's equally as spicy to see an Anivia in the support role. Between the wall, between the slow, between the stun, I think there's going to be a lot that she can do. And I think team fight wise, BNX might have it. But that being said, if a Kane and a Akali get into the back line and start doing work, I don't know there's much BNX can do. So we'll have to see. Obviously, there's a strategy to each draft here, and we'll have to see who wins. But let's get this game started. All right, and let's see. Oh, I love the Papercraft Nivea skin. We've got some decent mastery on the Graves and the Jinx. Obviously, these are all platinum players, so I don't expect there to be a huge difference here. 3 teleports on the side of BNX. They have a teleport on their Anivia as well, and the exhaust on the Senna. Obviously, she has a heal in her kit, so I don't know they need to run that. You've got no flash on the Nocturne, just teleport ignite up top, and teleport ignite on the Graves. Teleport ignite on the Akali. They're not running flash on 3 different champions in this game. I don't know if they know something I don't know, but we'll have to see if that shakes out in the long run. All right, and the game is going to get started. And let me get everything pulled up here for you. Scoreboard. Objectives. We don't need to see the chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how this game gets started. Nocturne's going to go with Corrupting Potion. No real surprise there. We've got the Chilling Smite coming on to Rumble, and the Challenging Smite going on to the Kane. We've got... Oh, interesting. Anivia has bought a Dark Seal and not a support item, so they're going to be Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess Senna went with the Sickle, so they're going to be swapping that around. I don't know if they're going to be doing like a Feasting or Famine Senna and trying to get her more of the souls early, or if she's actually going to be playing the ADC role. But either way, I'm excited to see how this all shakes out. Again, in the comments, let me know who you think won draft. If you're a member of the org, I don't mind. We've got a little bit of an early, not quite invade, but just setting up some deep vision and topside red jungle for the blue team. Both teams, besides that, doing a pretty standard little 5-point spread out here. We'll see where Kane starts. Looks like since they got vision on chickens, he's just going to be starting on the bot side buff. And we'll get into the game. It'll start here in a couple seconds. Thanks for tuning in. All right. And the game is underway. It looks like Kane is going to get a leash on the bot side blue buff for himself. Since they got some vision on chickens, he won't be starting solo there and get that additional XP. Top wave, you've got the Nocturne trying to bully out the Graves, just like you'd expect. A little bit of early damage coming on to the Anivia down here. I'll pull up the block there every once in a while just so everybody can see, but I want to be able to get vision here. Let's see who's taking the CS in this bot lane. Oh, stun coming down onto the Jinx. A lot of damage coming out. They trade it back onto the Senna. She flashes away. Flash to follow up. A heal comes out. Auto goes out, and Jinx is going to get first blood onto Senna. Flash comes out from the Anivia. Still taking quite a bit of damage. Thankfully, the wave was able to block that stun coming out of the Braum. And Anivia is going to back here as well. However, Braum's thinking, I want to get a little bit more pressure on you and not let you out of here. You've got Viego already coming down with the roam, going in to help out. They're going to lock down the kill onto Braum, and that is going over to Anivia. Teleport coming down from the Akali, but Jinx might already be dead. It's still a 2v1. The passive is procced on Anivia now. Akali going in there, and she's going to lock up the kill on Anivia. There's a... Let's see what happens here. Okay, so it looks like Akali and Viego are just going to go ahead and back out of here, both relatively low. Akali going to go back to lane. Viego going to go ahead and back. Anivia with the teleport, and we're all back. That was a spicy start to the game in the bot lane. Looks like Anivia got 2 kills. Looks like Jinx got 1. That's incredible. That was a very fun start. You already blew 2 teleports from the mid lanes there, so we'll have to see how that shakes out and impacts the rest of the game there. We've got Kane and Rumble going to kind of fight over Scuttle. We'll have to see if anything comes of that. Looks like Rumble's going to go ahead and give that Scuttle over to Kane. Yeah, Rumble's going to go ahead and give the Scuttle over to Kane and go ahead and just back off a little bit there. He'll go ahead and smite it out and set himself up moving along. There we go. Another fight bot lane. Senna continuing to take damage, but now you've got Kane going in, putting a little damage on the Viego. Rumble with the roam down bot side, and it looks like bot lane is just going to trade a little damage onto those ADCs and then calm things down a little bit. Stun does come out onto Braum. Gets another stun out with the Senna W, but he's just going to walk away from it. Got a nice big wave building up here for blue side, and they're just going to march on down. And here is the gank coming in from Kane. He's going to go in on the Nocturne. He will land his CC, but nothing much is going to come of it. No flash blown or anything like that, so that's probably the best case scenario for the Nocturne. Going to poke out a little bit more damage and get back to farming. He's got a big wave here. He'd like to crash in and try and deny some of the XP and the gold to the Graves here. Oh, Senna was able to, Jinx was able to get the kill onto the Anivia. Senna tried to follow up and was able to lock down the Jinx. Senna is chasing the Braum here, but won't get anything out of it. And we got another kill going up topside. The Nocturne was able to kill the Graves, but it looks like the Kane went in and got the Nocturne. Rumble tried to roam up to match, but both junglers are going to walk away scot-free. There's a lot going on this game. These two teams have got a lot to say. 2 kills over to the side of Kane, 2 kills over to the side of Jinx, 1 for Senna and 2 for Anivia, 2 for Nocturne as well. So this game is still very even, but it's a very spicy game between these two Platinum level teams. And it looks like Rumble's going to be going up to try and gank Graves in the top side. I'm not quite sure if there was vision there, but he's going to try and back possibly. Rumble's going in to stop it. The ultimate comes down from Nocturne. He goes in. Graves is trying to fight for his life, but the fear lands. The melt is coming out from the Rumble, and Rumble secures the kill onto Graves. That puts him at a nice advantage topside since the teleport was blown from Graves on his way back to lane. Nocturne is going to be able to get a nice little CS lead here on the top side, and we'll have to see how that scales out for the Graves. So far, a lot of back and forth. Got a big wave crashing into the blue turret here. Going to do what they can to help freeze it up. And it looks like Kane might be moving on towards that mountain drag, having a priority for his bot lane here. No, he's going to come in for the gank on Viego. The Ignite got off, but he flashed out of the CC coming out of Kane, and he's going to get out of there alive. Rumble in the area might turn on the Kane, but we've got a fight brewing in the bot lane here. There goes the Kane. He's going to get melted out by the Flame Fire. Ooh, ult goes on to Rumble. He's going to get blown up by the Viego, and that is 1 kill over to Viego. The Fear coming down onto Graves here. He's taking a lot of damage. Conquer. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Graves is able to lock up the kill on Nocturne, even though the Graves had the Ignite down and everything else. He was able to lock up the kill on Nocturne. I genuinely thought Nocturne was going to get that kill, so congratulations to the Graves. A lot of damage and poke coming out here from the blue side onto the red ADC team, especially with that Senna being able to outscale a little bit and have a distance advantage now. Kane in the area might be coming down for a gank with this blue bot lane pushing up the way it is. He is going to hover in the area. They know they don't have vision in that bush with the control ward. They're going to let this crash, and he might start making moves. Let's see. Yep, he's going to go in for vision, lands the CC, and you've got Senna getting blown up by the Jinx. Looks like Anivia is able to flash out of there, use her wall to escape. Kane is going to try and follow up, but he's not able to do anything. That's 1 kill over to the side of Jinx. We've got a fight breaking out mid here. Akali taking quite a bit of damage from the Viego. He's going to go in, get his dash, and he follows up and secures the kill onto Akali. Bot lane here left with free roam. Anivia is in the area, but still relatively low in health as far as that goes. Not going to be able to do too much there. And let's see what the gold looks like. Right now there's a small gold advantage in favor of the BNX team. They're up about 500 gold. They're up 1 kill. And it looks like they might be pinging to go on Dragon. However, this game is still very even. And it looks like Graves is going to come in there and steal that red buff away from Nocturne, who's trying to work it. But it looks like, yes, Rumble was able to get the Rift Herald there. So we'll have to see where they decide to drop that. But that's going to help them a lot trying to snowball their lead they've currently got going on right now. Kane was trying to start Dragon, it looks like. But it looks like he's going to back off of that. He's going to go for an invade on the chickens. All right, another fight breaking out here mid. Kane's in the area, could come in. Dash comes in from Akali. Kane is going to come in, lands the smite on Viego, and Akali is able to lock down the kill. Lots of pings coming out around the Dragon right now. There was a small fight brewing out in the bot side. Akali's able to roam and has priority, so that should be red side getting Dragon. A lot of damage coming out onto the Jinx. The attack speed buffing her up. The ult comes out of Senna, but not enough to save her. It's now a 2v2 in the bot lane here, but Kane is going to be following up. And it looks like Anivia is able to get the kill onto Braum. Jinx was able to lock up the kill onto the Rumble. Nocturne was able to get the kill on Akali. The passive is procced on Anivia. Lots of damage coming out from the Kane, and Jinx is able to secure the kill onto the Anivia. This, again, is a spicy game out of this Platinum level scrim. We've got both teams fighting back and forth like it is for their life. And we've got a teleport coming topside from the Nocturne. He's just going to try and catch most of this wave if he can. Like I said, that Jinx is already at 6-2. She is going to scale hard. She is going for a little bit of the garage sale build. She's got Noon Quiver. She's got the Vampiric Scepter, so she's probably going to be going a Mortal Shield Bow. But she's also got the Executioner's Calling in there to help reduce the heal coming out of the Senna. So she isn't quite on a full item yet, but it does look like she is going to be very effective regardless. She's got everything she needs to get results out of her build. And we're 11 minutes in. The first drag is still standing there. I'm surprised we have not seen more fighting around the drag. I don't know if either team's waiting for a pick or just waiting for a more clear sense of priority in mid and bot lane. But right now, we've still got Dragon Mountain Drag just sitting in the pit waiting to be taken. And it looks like they're going to go for the R and the stun. They're not going to land it. Jinx is putting out a lot of damage onto the Anivia. Rumble comes in, drops his ult, tries to engage on the Jinx, but she's able to skirt out alive with her life. And now you've got Kayn in the area. He flashes in, gets the knock up onto Rumble. A lot of damage coming out. He's going to drop the ult, and we'll have to see if Rumble survives. It looks like he does. The flash coming out of Kayn, the re-engage coming on to Senna. Senna's able to lock up the kill on the Jinx, and Kayn follows up with a kill onto the Senna. This is a back and forth game. 13 minutes in, and we've already got 24 kills. This has been 2 kills every minute for this team. And the fear comes down on the Graves. Geez, I thought there was going to be another kill going topside. These teams are not afraid to fight it out. Senna is 2 kills. Jinx is 7 kills. Right now, that Jinx has already completed her Immortal Shield Bow, has the Berserker Greaves, has the Executioner's Calling. She is very, very lethal. The Divine Sunder coming through on Senna. Akali going in mid, a fight breaking out around Graves. We'll have to see what happens. Akali does take down the Viego. Rumble ends up getting the kill on the Graves. You've got red team starting the Dragon here. Kayn is securing the Dragon, is able to get that kill, is able to get that objective. Flash coming out of Anivia, there's the knockup. A lot of damage coming on the Anivia, the passive is not there, and it looks like she is going to get blown up. Braum gets the kill. And this red bot lane is starting to really get steamrolled ahead. However, it looks like the Nocturne is also doing his thing topside. We'll have to see what a team fight looks like. But right now, it looks like this red bot lane is getting quite a bit ahead. They're up in CS. They're up in kills. They're up in itemization. There comes the ult onto the Senna. It's still a 3v1. Senna is going to take quite a bit of damage here trying to get away. The Viego engages. They get the kill onto Braum. And the stun comes through onto the Jinx. Kayn is able to use his ultimate and get into the Viego. It looks like the Jinx is just barely alive. Is she going to go ahead and get out of there? She is going to just barely survive. The Kayn fighting for his life at this point, taking a couple autos, and he falls to the Senna as well. That is 3 kills over to the side of the Senna. The Jinx is trying to run out of there, but oh, here comes Rumble. Rumble drops his ult and is able to secure the kill onto Jinx. Guys, this has been a back and forth game. Jinx did fall, giving over her shutdown over to the Rumble, who was able to lock up that kill with the ult. That was a crazy back and forth going on bot. Lots of summoners blown. It looks like the exhaust came out of Senna trying to go ahead and lock up that kill. We've got Akali locking up the kill on the Rumble. And it looks like bot lane's going to try and pin her down. Viego's going to match for the pinch. Going to try and get away with the E, but here's Viego now. He dashes in. He's going to put out a lot of damage onto the Akali. And she falls to the Viego, who was able to go ahead and be at the right spot at the right time. And Graves is trying to get the Rift Herald going. However, Nocturne's very aware of it and is going to go in there and make him take as much damage as he can before he gets out of there. Viego is going to roam to try and get the kill, outputting a lot of damage onto the Graves. Graves escapes with his life, and it looks like the blue team might get the second Rift Herald here. Senna finds herself out of position. She would much rather be under that turret. The ult comes out onto both of them. A lot of damage traded back and forth, but they're both just going to walk it away. A lot of damage. The Q lands on Senna from the Braum. He is quite slow. He flashes away, uses the wall to save themselves, and they're back. And that Jinx is just doing everything she can to try and shut down that Senna. Every opportunity they have, they are going in on the Senna to try and shut her down. Again, we're 16 minutes in, and there has been 33 kills this game, so we're at over still a pace of 2 kills a minute. Every 30 seconds, somebody's dying in this game. And it looks like we've got Nocturne and Rumble roaming to get the Scuttle and Topside River. We'll see if they roam further down to try and drop the turret in mid, or what the plan is with that Rift Herald. They get spotted out by Kane, and Graves is going to come down and put a little pressure on them. And first turret did go over to Nocturne. Graves finds himself in a very unfavorable position. The ultimate comes down. The fear is on him. The Rumble lands his ult, and boom goes the dynamite. Goodbye, Graves. Rumble secures the kill for the blue team. This is still anybody's game. Less than 1,000 gold separates these teams at 17 minutes. Pings coming in left and right. They're going to go ahead and drop the Rift Herald on the top side here. Get this tier 2 turret. And there is a massacre going on in the top lane in favor of Nocturne. However, there's a massacre going on in the bot lane. Jinx is able to secure the turret for the red team on bot side, getting the tier 1. They get a second charge from Rift Herald off onto the base turret, and Rumble's going to go ahead and reset. Nocturne roaming bot side. The Anivia gets caught up. The ult comes out from Braum. She's taking a lot of damage, and Anivia falls to the Jinx. Nocturne's in the area, though, and is going to say, hey, want to see what I can do now? Looks like he might be going in for a little support here with the Senna. You've got Viego matching the roam. Kane's in the area, but it doesn't look like he's fully on to the fact that it's a 3v2 for his bot lane. Stun comes out, barely misses from the Senna. She's going to take a lot of damage here. The ult comes out. This Braum is barely hanging on a thread, but it looks like it's the Jinx who's going to take quite a bit of damage. The Rumble ult drops down, and he's able to secure the kill onto the Jinx. Akali comes in, gets the kill on a Senna. There's a teleport from the Graves, and it's a Fiesta. Looks like Anivia gets the kill on Kane. Graves is going to trade back the kill onto the Viego. It's now a 2v2. Graves go ahead and gets the kill on Rumble. He tried to run away and stop himself, save himself, but he was not able to do so. Took quite a few turret shots. Anivia finds herself in a 3v1, taking quite a bit of damage, no passive left, and that means the red team, Duck Gap Esports, is going to get the first ace of the game. They're going to ping for Dragon and start moving that direction right now. What a game. Still, only about a 2,000 gold lead in favor of Duck Gap Esports. Not a crazy lead for 19 minutes into the game. They are going to have 2 dragons up on their side, both the Mountain and the Infernal Dragon. So that is a lot going their way in terms of the objectives, but they also most both Rift Heralds, and now they have a lot of pressure going on in the top lane. So we'll have to see how this game plays out now that Nocturne is going to be a bit more mobile and a bit more of a presence in the team fights. We'll see if he goes bot to try and get that bot lane, or if he's going to just start roaming around and making things happen. Looks like both the bot lane duos are going to move to mid. And dance around a little bit. Yeah, so far this game it has been a very back and forth game between the two teams. And the stun comes on from Senna to Kane. He's going to get the knock up. He's going to get the ult. He's going to put up a lot of damage. The ult comes through for Jinx, and Kane's able to lock up the kill on the Senna. Viego finds himself at a little bit of a disadvantage in the area. He's pushed back quite a bit. Has Akali up in his face. Fight brewing mid. You've got Kane along with the bot duo versus Anivia and Rumble, trying to protect their mid turret and stop that wave from pushing in. Graves hovering in the area as well. Nocturne comes in, gets the fear onto the Akali. She pops her Zonias. Quite a bit of damage coming through. She tries to dash away, but the kill is going to go to Viego, and Akali falls. She still has a... Oh, wow. Jinx is going under the turret trying to get the kill on Anivia, locks it up, and she's going to go ahead and also take a couple more turret shots, get the kill onto the Rumble. And it looks like mid-turret will fall for the blue side as red team just marches down the field. Senna and Nocturne going to try and defend the mid-tier 2 turret, but I don't know there's much they can do. They're outnumbered, and quite frankly, that Jinx is big at this point with the Immortal Shield Bow, the Berserker Greaves, and the Runins. She's doing a lot of damage, and she's doing it quickly. Ultimate comes out of Senna trying to keep them at bay, make sure that they don't lose a base turret, and it looks like they're just going to go take some of the jungle and get out of there. That was a good push mid by the Duck Gap Gaming esports team, and they're going to fall back. Looks like they might be rotating to this top turret here just to get that extra pressure out of the way, but they may also be going for Baron after this reset. We'll have to see what they do. The Graves interested enough, 4-5 when he was just 1-5 not more than 5 minutes ago. Since he's gotten out of lane and is no longer going up against that Nocturne, he's now getting kills and becoming big in his own right, and he's going to be an influence in those team fights. And there goes a turret to him as well. So we've got a lot more pressure on the side of Duck Gap Gaming, or Duck Gap Esports rather. They've got a total of 4 turrets now. Graves is going to get caught out here by the Rumble, take quite a bit of damage. He's going to survive. Looks like the Nivo blocks off his route, and he's going to take quite a bit of damage. He's still alive, but it took 4 people to bring him down. Senna gets the kill, and Graves is no more. The shutdowns have all left the side of Duck Gap, so gold is still 3,000 in their favor. Teleport comes down onto the Nocturne. He gets locked up by the traps. He's trying to output that damage onto the Jinx. The ultimate from Rumble comes through, and he gets the kill. Braum now fighting for his life. The ult comes through onto Kane, and Kane will lock up the kill on the Nocturne. Kane will fall to the Senna. Akali will get the kill onto the Viego, who is trying to lock up the Braum, but can't do anything there just because he is a very tanky boy at this point. Has Locket, Bramble Vest, and a couple other things in his inventory, so he's going to be harder and harder to kill. Looks like Blue Team's going to try and answer back and get this last Tier 1 turret standing in their way. A lot of damage coming on to the Akali. She dashes out of there. Again, 23 minutes, and we've got over 50 kills in this game. We're at an average of over 2 kills every minute for these guys. They're going back and forth, aggressively trading kills, not afraid to step up and trade out with the enemy team. So this has been a very spicy game. Graves now going to try and get some damage out onto the Rumble. I don't think he knows that Senna's in the area and he's outnumbered right now, but he's going to go ahead and just take some of that. And the stun does end up showing out from Senna. He knows she's there and he'll back off and give a little bit more respect now. Viego taking some damage onto the Graves. Graves trying to get away. The dash comes out. Quite a bit of damage coming onto the Graves now. He's barely going to survive. And he falls down. However, now you've got Akali, Braum, and Kane in the area. The teleport coming in from Anivia, and Rumble's in the area. Akali takes out the Senna. You've got the Rumble ult dropping down onto all 3 enemy team players. Sonya is coming out for the Akali, and Viego falls to the Kane. Looks like the passive for Anivia is going to be procced, and she's going to take quite a bit of damage here. The ult from Jinx. And Rumble falls as well, and it looks like Nocturne taking quite a bit of damage from the Riven from the Jinx here. And he will fall to the Jinx, and that is an ace for Duck Gap Gaming, or Duck Gap Esports one more time. That's the second ace of the game in their favor. It is now a 4,000 gold lead at 25 minutes in. Not something the blue team can't undo. They've got to find a way to slow down the Jinx. And now the Akali is also starting to become a huge threat. She's setting at 2.5 items between the Proto Belt. She's got the Zonias, which makes her very deadly in the team fights because she can engage, pop the Zonias, and then come out of that and go ahead and clean up. And now she's got the Oblivion Orb on her as well. We've got 2 Divine Sunders on the side of BNX Gaming coming out on Viego and Senna. You've got the Stridebreaker on Nocturne, Night Harvester over on Rumble, and the Leandries over on Anivia. So far, it's been very back and forth, but it's starting to go a little bit more in favor of the red team, Duck Gap Gaming, every time. And we've got pings coming out around the Baron now. It looks like the third drag went over to the Duck Gap Esports team. That puts them on soul point for the Ocean Drake. Nocturne. Oh, Kane gets caught out by a 3v1 fight, gets the Rumble ult, but is going to survive. And it looks like Jinx and Braum are posted up in this little side brush here. They're going to try and get a pick on somebody for Baron. Nothing too much will come of it. They're just going to go ahead and trade out a little bit, mostly get some vision, pop some in. And looks like they'll go for the blue buff now. And there's a quite bit going on top side. With Dragon not up for another 3.5 minutes, Baron's the only thing for them to fight over besides turrets. Blue is not in a position to try and get that mid turret, so it looks like they're just going to pick a fight here in the mid lane right now. We've got Anivia taking quite a bit of damage. She's going to manage to get out of there. Nocturne's on the back line. He's trying to output that damage onto the Jinx. Jinx falls to the Viego, who's able to dash in. Rumble's able to secure the kill onto the Kayn. Braum fighting to get away with his life, but he's going to ultimately fall to the Viego, I think. The dash comes in here in just a moment. Wait for it. And boom, there goes Braum. Looks like Akali trying to output some damage in this fight now. They're a little bit outnumbered. Graves taking quite a bit of damage. Probably shouldn't have walked in there. The fear comes down and he falls. That puts the blue team, BNX Gaming, at a 4-man advantage on the map. And it looks like they might ping Baron and try and get Baron for themselves, with Akali just trying to pressure the opposite side of the map. Viego's going to put pressure on mid, get the last outer turret standing in their way, and this is exactly what the blue team needed to get back in the game. We now see that it is just a 2,000 gold game, whereas it was 5,000 not more than a couple minutes ago. They are going to be burning Baron down here, and it looks like the blue team will secure Baron, put themselves in a favorable position to try and get some objectives here for the rest of the game. Akali trying to get this last turret, but is ultimately just going to get some CS and back out of there, a reset. Viego hovering in the enemy jungle. Don't know if he's realizing that there he goes. He's back. Guys, spicy game. If you're watching the game in the comments, let me know who you think is going to win based on what you're seeing right now. I'd love to get your feedback and interact with you a little bit. This is a crazy game so far. Like I said, lots of kills, lots of trading, lots of objectives going down. We're about 30 minutes in. We've got over 60 kills in this game, so it has been a banger of a game so far. I expect the series to just be crazy. Go ahead and get that out of there so we can see what's going on. Actually, I'll rather pull that up real quickly. Let's see. We've got the Viego, who's got a little bounty on him. The Akali, who's got a bounty on her. Quite a bit of CS over on the Viego. And Nivea, who has been doing most of the CSing, is getting quite big in her own right. I think she might be going for the Oblivion Orb next to get some of that extra burn. That is already completed on the Rumble. And it looks like Akali has already got the full Morelicons. So both teams really respecting the amount of heal that can come out from the other side, especially with the Immortal Shield Bow and the Gore Drinker. It looks like Braum is just going to get caught out, picked up, and blown up. Viego will secure the kill. That puts them at a man advantage for the blue team. They still have Baron buff. Dragon coming up in just 30 seconds. We'll have to see how they decide to use Baron buff. They've got it for about another minute or so. They haven't done too much with it yet at this point, but just staying alive and getting that pick is enough for them to say thank you very much. And a fight breaking out. Rumble Ultimate comes down. The fear goes on to the Akali. However, Kayn finds himself out of position, and the Nocturne will secure the kill onto the Bane. Viego takes over the Kayn Soul. We'll have to see what he does with it. He says, no thanks, I'd rather be myself. And they get their first drag of the game. BNX is able to lock down the Ocean Drake. And we've got pings coming out left and right that they're going to get somebody in bot lane and try and put some pressure on them, what they can do with the rest of this Baron. Looks like they're going to go the 4-1 split and try and get a little more pressure, get that last tier 1 outer turret. They now find themselves at both a gold advantage, a turret advantage, and if they get that kill on Jinx, they now have a man advantage across the map. A lot of damage coming out. Braum is going to fall as well. Several turret shots going on to the Viego. However, he switches over to Braum to put himself in a position where he can take him. Akali going to match with the Anivia. Pops the passive. She's going to heal up here and come out and fall. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not Anivia. That was Nocturne, who just popped his GA on him. Akali did get that kill. She's going to stop the push going on bot side. But first inhib of the game is going to go over to BNX Gaming. Duck Gap Esports finds themselves a little bit on the back foot for the first time in the game, really. Jinx is now, she was 10-3 at one point, now finds herself as 10-8. she's doing what she can to prolong the game, but she is the win condition along with that Akali. And both teams here just seeming to kind of reset after everything that's happened. Baron buff has fallen off of the blue team. They're going to go ahead and reset, get their jungle, get lanes pushing, and wait for the next objective. You've got Baron coming up in 2 minutes now. You've got Dragon coming up in just a little over 3, so I expect there to be fight around Baron. However, blue team might prioritize getting that next drag to stop the red team from getting soul point. We'll have to see what the strategy turns out, but I'm excited for it. Let's go ahead and get back into the game. Both teams lining up mid. All right, we don't have too much going on. It looks like the blue team setting up for maybe a pick on the red team, but red team is just going to start pushing down the mid area and then fall back. You've got blue team still hovering in their jungle. Again, it looks like they're trying to get a pick on somebody rotating down to Graves, but they're just going to take the damage onto that tier 2 turret for bot lane and call it a day. Diego saying, I want this turret so bad, and it looks like we're going to have another fight breaking out. And there's Anivia taking quite a bit of damage. Uses the Zonias to try and stay alive. However, she's going to be left. Her passive is popped, and she will fall to the Jinx. Nocturne in a fight up here with the Anivia. Going to try and get the fear. However, the R comes out, and he will fall to the Akali. Blue team finds themselves down 2 people at this point. Both their top and support have fallen. The red team is trying to find what's going on, and it looks like the Jinx is going to take quite a bit of damage. The Rumble ult comes out. Kane does an ult onto the Diego, and Diego falls to the Graves. Flash coming out of the Kane. He tries to get the knock up onto the Senna, but is unable to do so, and that will leave Senna and Rumble left to try and defend the base or the map for another 10 seconds at least, and about 40 seconds until the whole team is up. Now, Baron is going to be coming up here in 2 seconds. Red team definitely in a position where they can secure this Baron and maybe push for an end of the game. But they are going to go after the Senna and the Rumble instead. You've got Ping's Jinx already starting it, saying, hey guys, I want the Baron. This is what we need to end. And blue team is marching to Baron as well. They are going to try and contest this. Braum playing defense. The ultimate comes out from Rumble. Quite a bit of damage coming onto the red team. It looks like they might not be able to do much with their Baron buff. They just secured the flash out from Braum. Quite a bit of follow-up coming from the Nocturne. Braum taking quite a bit of damage. This Kane and Braum are just trying to get away with their lives. The knock-up. The quick escape from Kane. However, blue team is just going to try and push to end here and get the last level, get some of these Nexus turrets. This is a crazy back and forth game. Quite a bit of damage. The Nocturne's able to lock up the Graves. You've got a 4v3 fighting out here in the middle of the base. Looks like blue team is going to be able to secure the kill onto the Kane, onto the Braum. You've got Akali going for Zonias, and she falls over to the Diego. It is now 3 members on the side of blue team. Nobody left for red team. 10 seconds till they get up, and it looks like this is going to be the end of the game right here. I've got a little bit of a freeze, so I apologize. Bear with me here. And it looks like red team won the game. I'm going to go ahead and exit. All right, first game goes over to BNX Gaming. And we'll get back as soon as the next draft starts. Thank you for tuning in.
Looking for royalty-free music? Check out Epidemic Sound. Deliver cleared videos to your client.
All right, thank you very much for tuning in. Oh, all right, and here we get underway with the pick ban phase. Teams have swapped. BNX is now on the red side. Duck Gap Esports is going to be on the blue side. The first ban we're going to see coming out of the Duck Gap Esports team is going to be a Morgana. We've got Collie getting banned out. They didn't want to see any of that coming back at him. The Viego. I love the amount of respect these teams have for each other. They're like, no thank you on the Akali or Viego. We don't want to see either one of those guys pop back into this. Lulu, again, another support that is very, very influential. Can buff up a lot of ADCs. The Jinx, if we see her again. The Tristana can buff up the Kog'Maw. Nocturne, not going to be a member of this game again either, so we'll see how that goes. And then lastly, the Ezreal ban. We're not going to see the Ezreal ban with the Ezreal with Divine Sunder build showing up in this game at all. All right, the first pick we're going to see is a Thresh. Gwen going to be picked on the... And just one moment while we wait for the game.
Tastes like onions and bananas, but strangely something else. Pickles?
And just one second while we get everything set up here. It looks like they're having a little technical difficulty. We appreciate your patience. Thanks for tuning in.
Maybe that's why it was so easy to beat the key.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
I recommend skipping.
It's all about humanity.
My heart was already broken.
You're scared. Good to know.
Afraid.
All right, and we are back into the game now. All the bands are the same. It looks like they didn't mean to pick Thresh, so we had to restart. And we've got Graves and Gwen. That'll be a fun matchup. Gwen is very strong in her own right and can get a lot of healing and sustain. Zenzal picked. Looks like Zac will be the answer to that. And Diana going into set. I'm excited to see who wins that one. Diana's very strong right now. We're also seeing her a lot in the jungle. So I'm excited to see if they maybe flex that and try and throw him off a little bit, or if that's going to be where she goes. The Twitch ban coming out of BNX. And there's the Thresh ban.
You can't cage me for long.
Silas again is going to be taken out of the equation, and it looks like Nautilus is as well. And there's Tristana, who we know is a devastating ADC. Can just take turrets with her empowered E. We've got the Draven Karma lane into the Tristana Seraphine lane. Again, a lot of spicy picks. I'm excited to see how this goes. A little bit more standard team front to back as far as that goes. We don't have any crazy picks like Anivia support. We do have the Graves top lane, but we saw it was very viable last game, so I'm excited to see how this goes. We're going to go ahead and wait just a couple moments for this game to begin. Thank you very much for tuning in.
If we are one grain
All right, and here we go with the second game of the series. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, no flash topside. I'm interested to see that. We've got the exhaust coming out on the Seraphine, Ignite going on to the Karma. But yeah, neither Graves nor Gwyn is going to be having flash this game, so we'll have to see what the impact is there. Will there be a couple times they regret it, or will it end up being the right decision? We'll find out. And it looks like the ADC is finally reconnected. We're going to have to see what goes on here. We're just having a small delay while we wait for the ADC for the Duck Gap Esports team to connect real quickly. Please bear with us. And here we go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Anytime there's an in-game pause, the game will freeze for just a moment. Looks like both teams going to do a pretty standard 5-point out here.
30 seconds until minions
We
spawn.
could see a fight break out here at the Pixel Bush. Diana very careful not to stay on vision. Graves moving into the area. Looks like we could get to see a fight break out here level 1. And it's a 3v2 in the Pixel Bush. A lot of damage going on to the set. Gwen gets herself caught out. Finds herself in the Rift Herald pit. The flash comes out from Zac, but she is able to get away. Quite a few summoners spells being blown there. And let's get the game started. Both teams going to start bot side. Pretty standard start. We've got challenging smite on both the junglers. Graves already using his healing potion after the fight that they had in the Pixel Brush area. And again, these teams love to trade. They're going to trade out a little bit of damage in the bot side already. Having a little bit more standard support set up, I'm excited to see how this goes with some heals and shields coming out from both teams. There's quite a bit of damage going on to the onto the side of the red team. Set coming in on the Diana mid. Looks like not too much will come out of that. Quite a bit of damage going back and forth here. The Gwen is taking a lot of damage, thankfully leveled up there just to save her life a little bit. The red team is just going to chill out and wait for this wave to push back up into them. However, it looks like Xin Zhao is going to be coming down. Zach comes in for a gank and takes a little bit of damage from the turret, but they're going to try and dive here. Set teleporting top, and the passive for Zach's going to be procced. He's going to take quite a bit of damage here. Graves barely getting away with his life. And Set will secure the kill onto the Zach. First blood over to side. Duck Gap game. The heal comes out bot side. There's a fight brewing down there. It looks like there's also a fight brewing mid. Diana taking quite a bit of damage from the Xin Zhao. Set flashes in, tries to get the kill, but she's able to get out of there. The disengage also coming from the side of the red team. Graves doing a deep TP. Going to see if he can go in and get the kill topside. Let's tune in and see if this works for him. He's coming in. There's a big wave there for the Gwen, though. I'm not sure how much he'll be able to do. Gets the Ignite down. Couple autos. Gets one more auto. Accidentally autos the creeps. Don't know if he means to do that. He's going ahead and taking some CS here. He's still taking quite a bit of damage from that group of minions. They've got vision on him, so they're going to chase him around. And right now they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. She is going to just walk up, take a turret shot, and hope that the damage isn't enough. And there's the execute on Gwen. And it looks like Diana's able to lock up the kill on Set meantime while that was going on. This is a very back and forth game. All right, here goes the Xin Zhao and the Diana fighting it out. Her ult comes out, a lot of damage onto the Xin Zhao, and he falls. Seraphine not going to try and make anything happen here, just walk away. A little dab as Diana takes the kill and goes back and resets. Doing a quick check-in, she's already up 2 kills. The blue team has a nice little gold advantage here. That is Duck Gap Esports. And we'll have to see how the rest of this game shakes out. Set starting to roam down because the blue side is pushed up quite a bit. Right now Diana's not in lane, so he has quite a bit of prio. A little bit of slow coming down onto the Karma. Set finally showing on a ward, and he's just going to clear that ward back out of there because the blue team is saying, no thanks, we don't want to get ganked today. We do see the Draven is up by about 20 CS or so at this point, which is not good for that Tristana. Xin Zhao finds himself up a little bit of gold, and that Diana has got 2 kills, so she is certainly feeling strong and powerful at this point. She's already setting on her Hextech in her Blasting Wand. Meanwhile, the Iron Whip Spike is just what the Set has to work with. W comes down, quite a bit of damage onto the Diana here. The ult comes out from Set, however, he is going to get blown up by the Diana, and Zen Zhao was able to get the kill onto the set. Looks like Gwen will fall topside due to the Zac gank. And again, this is a game where they're not afraid to get kills. We're 7 minutes in, and we've already got 7 kills. I expect that to become a much larger number here shortly. Quite a bit of poke coming out from the Karma here. That's the great thing about Karma. Her empowered Q can do so much damage. The stun coming down onto Seraphine. There's the auto, and it looks like Draven's going to get that kill. Here comes Zen Zhao, though. He's in here for the gank. He's putting quite a bit of damage onto the Draven, who flashes away, barely alive, and is able to secure the kill. They're going to trade out here. The stun coming onto the Tristana. The ult knocking her back. However, Tristana is standing in a wave. We'll have to see how that ends here in a second. Graves and Zac going in for a kill here on the Gwen again. And that's a kill in favor of Graves. That Gwen is down again. It does look like the Karma and the Tristana were able to just reset there. Tristana was in quite an unfavorable position, but kept on putting autos onto the Karma, so she had to back off. Zac is in the area of the Rift Herald. Oh my goodness, the Draven ult comes through and secures the kill on Tristana while she was backing. That was a perfect ult from the Draven. Zac, meanwhile, is continuing to work on the Rift Herald. Zen Zhao none the wiser. He's finishing up chickens and may come over and take a peek, but by then, it's probably going to be gone already. And expect a pause to come through. And no pause going to come through. It looks like he just had a little disconnect and he's still in the game. Rift Herald is going to go over to Zac. That gives them a little bit of objective on pressure on the side of Duck Gap Esports. Again, we're about 10 minutes in. Dragon hasn't even been looked at so far, pinged or anything. It's interesting to see how the upper levels kind of prioritize different items in the game or different objectives in the game. And there's that poke coming out of the Karma again. Looks like Zac and Draven are on Dragon right now as I was talking about that. Oh no, I'm sorry, they were going for Scuttle. And there's a fight brewing in the bot lane. The Seraphine ult comes out, misses. A lot of damage coming out onto the Draven, and he is going to fall. Zac coming to match, nothing comes of it, and that is one kill going over to the side of BNX. Draven has almost a 40 CS lead at this point, already completed his mythic item. Tristana sitting on Berserker Greaves and a Longsword. Not where you want to be at this point in the game. And several pings coming out around the Dragon now. It looks like Zen Zhao and Set are going to go ahead and secure that up. And first turret will go over to the side of Blue Team. Graves is able to lock down the Tier 1 turret and get that early gold lead on him. He's already 2-0, along with about a 20 CS lead, so that's just going to get him snowballing ahead in this game. Duck Gap does find themselves with about a 4,000 gold lead at this point. I expect Rift Herald to help equalize that out a little bit once they drop it, and it looks like they're going to be trying to take it. I'm sorry, rather not equalize, but even go more in their favor as they try and drop Rift here mid and get some of that gold onto the jungler and maybe the Diana as well. The stun comes out onto the Set. He misses with the Gore Drinker swipe and is going to just reset. Pings coming out left and right. Mid knows they are getting collapsed on, so they're going to respect that back off just a little bit. Meanwhile, the bot side red is going to go ahead and push up as much as they can into this Graves, who's going to plan on defending solo. Diana is looking to hunt down this Gwen and take advantage of the position that they're in. A lot of damage coming onto the Gwen. Teleport coming in, and the set is going to be there. Puts a bot of damage himself onto the Diana, and that is a trade 1-for-1. Zac now ganking the bot lane. A lot of damage onto the Seraphine, and she falls to the Graves. Tristana going to escape out of there. And there's the Rift Herald going bot side. A little bit of turret plating going over to the favor of the Duck Gap Gaming. However, Zen Zhao just gets blown up by the Draven Karma duo here. The ult coming in from the set. A lot of damage onto the Karma. Zac jumps on in. Draven's still pretty low, but he's going to hang in the area and keep on grabbing some of that CS. He's not too afraid yet. Graves secures that bot side tier 1 turret. A lot of damage onto the Tristana, and she will fall to the Graves. Gwen trying to answer back, but Graves isn't too afraid of her. He's putting out a lot of damage himself onto her. May secure the kill. Nope, takes a couple turret shots in the meantime. Seraphine roaming up to give her a little bit of assistance, but Zac says hello. Goes ahead and jumps in, gets the stun on her. Meanwhile, Zen Zhao's going to join the match now. And that is the tier 2 turret over to Graves. There's a 2v2 fight busting out in the bot lane. Flash comes out of the Zac. His passive is procced, but he's very likely going to fall to Zen Zhao here. And there's a teleport coming down to make sure that he lives, and Diana is here. Flash and the dash from the Diana going to do quite a bit of damage to the Zen Zhao, blows him up, doing quite a bit of damage to the Seraphine, blows her up. Takes one too many turret shots and will fall to the Zen Zhao. Zac not quite sure if he can poke out this Gwen in a fair fight, but we're going to see. Meanwhile, the blue team pushing off of red. Duck Gap Gaming find themselves in quite the favorable position. He's ignited, taking several turret shots, and will fall to the Gwen. And we're at 25 minutes. We're at 15 minutes, 25 kills. Give it a couple more, and they'll be up to about one every 30 seconds or so. Draven trying to put as much damage as he can on this mid turret, just trying to get that pressure. A fight breaking out over the blue buff. Oh, Draven taking quite a bit of damage. Gets ulted by the set. His W comes out, and he's going to barely get alive. He's hanging in the area a little bit too long, taking quite a bit of damage from the Seraphine. Looks like the E almost got onto him from the Zen Zhao, but he's going to pump out a couple more autos onto the set. Now you've got Zen Zhao taking a lot of damage, trying to secure the kill onto the set. Onto the Draven, but he's going to fall. Set will get the karma, but it looks like Draven's going to stay alive. He doesn't lose any of his stacks or adoration that he's built up. Now Set finds himself in a pickle, but he is going to secure the kill onto the Zac. And what I tell you, not more than a minute ago, we were not quite up to 2 kills every minute, and here we are setting at almost 30 kills at 15 minutes for the game. And the second Drake will spawn on the map right now. It's going to be an Infernal Drake, so that means solo is going to be Cloud or Ocean. You've got the Gwen and the Graves just fighting it out here a little bit, but Tristana, Zen Zhao, Set, and Karma all on the way, and we could have another fight brawling here over the Drake. Both teams fighting over vision. Looks like the red team is just trying to burst the dragon down, and Zen Zhao is going to be able to steal the dragon over and get the second dragon of the game. We've now got a fight bursting out. Zen Zhao falls to the Draven. Looks like Ocean Drake is going to be the main soul that we see here. Graves is able to lock up the kill on Seraphine. And not Seraphine, Tristana. And Seraphine just trying to get away for her life here, but takes a lot of damage from the Graves and will fall there. That is a 4-for-0 trade Was the dragon worth it? Who can say? But BNX does secure their second dragon of the game. Cost them 4 players in the process. They still have their mid-tier 1 turret. And they're going to continue to defend it with the set here. We'll see how much longer he can hold out. The Draven is starting to get pretty big now. He's sitting on his Immortal Shield Bow and Collector. Again, the red team still not completely out of this. It is an 8,000 gold difference at 17 minutes, so a very different feel than the last game. But there is still a chance they win. One team fight, an objective can switch the whole feel of this game. Both teams taking a breather, just kind of clearing out vision. Pings coming out to bot side blue turret and the Baron from the red team trying to decide what they want to do. And just for our fans at home, in case you're wondering, he's at 50 stacks of adoration already. Fight breaking out bot side. Diana taking quite a bit of damage, finds herself in a 3v1 and will fall to the set. Just got caught out of position as she tried to go defend that bot turret. Looks like blue team is going to say, all right then, we'll go ahead and start Baron while you take the turret. Teleport coming in top side, however, that tier 2 turret will fall to Graves, and that teleport is going to be wasted. I'm sorry, not Baron, Rift Herald. That is the blue team getting the second Rift Herald, their second Rift of the game. Graves putting out quite a bit of damage onto the Zenzao, who thought he could chase in, but now they find themselves in a 3v1. Graves taking quite a bit of damage, and he will fall to the wind, getting the shutdown. It's a 3v1 against the set. Draven putting quite a bit of damage. He tried to flash over, but misses his flash. And we've got the blue team chasing the red team down at this point. Duck Gap Esports is chasing BNX Gaming all the way to their base and putting so much pressure on the map. It is very hard to find a way that the red team is going to live through this. The blue team now pushing heavily at mid, trying to get that tier 2 turret to fall so they have all the pressure in the world. They've already gotten tier 1 and 2 for both top and bottom. They have Diana and Zach hovering topside to try and get that base turret now. Zenzao dashes in on the Draven, but he's not too scared. 4v2, he has a little bit more respect than that and is going to go ahead and back off. And again, both teams just clearing out vision, fighting for position. We don't have any objectives coming up for another 45 seconds. Baron has spawned on the map, but with that Ocean Drake coming up here shortly, I expect that to be what they're going to be fighting over. You've already got blue team hovering in position, trying to get prio as they push out the lanes. And the Gwen is taking a lot of damage, falls over to the Draven. That Draven is just on a roll at this point. He is setting at 7 kills, a 500 gold bounty. There's not much they can do to stop him. Set, meanwhile, hitting this tier 1 turret, just trying to knock it down. Rift is going to come mid, and they are going to work on getting that tier 2 turret mid no matter what. Meanwhile, Zach is working on the Ocean Drake. Red team will lose their bot side turret and their bot side tower. Rift will get a second charge off on the turret, and Draven will secure the kill onto the Seraphine. There's quite a fight breaking out here. Zenzao trying to dash in, but isn't able to follow up too much. They do lose both the bot and mid turret and the bot side inhib. The mid inhib is exposed, and it looks like blue side is going to be setting for Baron and trying to push to end after that. We'll have to see exactly what happens next. Both teams just fighting over vision, getting priority in the lanes as they work their way around towards the Baron. Blue team has 4 members in the area. Red team finds themselves down almost 10k gold at 23 minutes, not the position they want to be in. Their only real chance at this point is to try and steal Dragon. They try and pick off the Seraphine. A lot of damage going down on her. She flashes away. Draven's ult comes out, and she will stay alive. And it looks like there are pings coming for Baron. It looks like with that almost pick, even though they didn't get the kill, they're still going to take position and try and get over on Baron here. Baron is getting melted down by the blue team. Teleport coming in red side. Gwen tries to stop them, pulls them off at least, falls to the Draven. Meanwhile, you've got Graves pushing in at the bottom side inhib where it's fallen, getting the... trying to get the turret to fall down at the Nexus. Zac in the area, keeping the red team at bay from the Baron. Diana will secure a kill onto Tristana. Blue team still working on the Baron, have not been able to lock it up yet. Zenzao has vision on it. Almost falling outside. He's going to get ready to blast cone over. Blast cone over the wrong way. He will fall to the Diana, and it will be blue team getting the Baron here. Red team only has Set and Seraphine up. The blue team has the Baron advantage as well as all the priority in the world. I would expect them to march down mid, get second inhib, and possibly try and end here. That being said, Graves finds himself getting caught out by the Set and the Seraphine and will fall. Both teams again resetting. The blue team has Baron here on everybody but the Graves. Bottom inhib totally gone. One of the Nexus turrets has fallen. Mid inhib exposed. It is not looking good for the red team. At this point, they find themselves down by almost 13k at 25 minutes. They were not able to steal the Baron. Zenzao hovered in the area, but he ultimately fell to the Diana. And we see the Draven here just mopping up the CS as they make a push to end. Graves looks like he's going to go bot side and work that area. Diana looks like she's going to go top side, and you've got the Zac joining the bot duo. So it is going to be a 1-3-1 push on the red team base. Red team is poised to defend as much as they can, and we are going to get ready to see quite the fight break out here in a minute. Red is into the next fight, all or nothing. They have to take down the blue team. They have to stop the push. They have to get rid of the Baron buff. If they do anything less, they will fall. Set going in, takes quite a bit of damage, gets stunned up by the Zac. Draven ult comes out, though it doesn't do much. They're going to continue to work on this mid inhib. They will secure the mid inhib. And it looks like they're just going to rotate top and start pushing on the Nexus, on the top side base turret. And down she goes. The top side base turret will fall. You've now got 5 members all top side. 4 members all top side. The teleport coming in from the Diana. Seraphine ult comes out, stuns up quite a bit of people. Zenzao falls to the Draven. Looks like the Zac was able to kill the Seraphine. The Set tries to ult in, but isn't able to do too much. Gwen takes down the Graves. There's a little fight here, and it looks like Tristana is able to kill the Diana, and Draven is able to kill the Gwen. It looks like we've got 2v1 here. The Draven and the Karma only standing up against the Tristana. Tristana is going to try and slow him down as much as she can here. She has the advantage to heal, but I don't know how much it's going to do, as bot lane is just going to try. Ooh. And that will be the team ace for blue team. Red team was not able to stop the push. You do have Zenzel diving in here, and that will be the end of the game. The series is now 1 in favor of BNX, 1 in favor of Duck Gap Gaming. We are going to take this to Game 3 and see who wins overall. Thanks for tuning in. Just a moment. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Unfortunately, because there was a late start and we had some disconnects in the games, we were only going to get to see 2 series. It was 1v1. We appreciate both BNX and Duck Gap Esports letting us stream the game. Thank you for tuning in. This will be available on the Twitch and the YouTube page here shortly. If you do like this content, please follow, and I'd love to have you tune back in. Thanks. Bye-bye.